Hi guys, it's the real Jack and Ferg here. Welcome to season two of Just Another Sharp Man podcast. We're back.
Thanks for tuning in for season 2. Hope you enjoyed season 1. We were really pleased with it, and we're looking forward to season 2. Is it going to be better? Not sure. Is it going to be more fucked? Quite possibly. We've just launched our Patreon. If you don't know Patreon, it's a service where artists and makers of all kinds go on and you can subscribe and make monthly donations at various tiers. So our tiers are, it's an American service, so our tiers are $2, $5, $10, $50 and $1,000?
$1,000.
It is $1,000. Because of course we make this podcast for free in our spare time and we give it to you for free, and obviously we're going to keep doing that. But if you do have money to spare and you want to contribute and support the podcast, then subscribe to that. And that money will go towards just helping with equipment fees and the various hosting fees and the website and all sorts of things that go towards making the podcast, just so it's easier for us to make it and we can get it done better. And of course, if you do subscribe at one of the various tiers, you do get bonus content.
You get rejected titles, show notes, you can have a character named after you on the podcast, as well as bonus episodes and bloopers.
So check that out.
Patreon.com/SharpmanPodcast.
If you don't have the means to contribute, that's completely fine. Keep listening, keep enjoying it, keep telling your friends. Love you lots. But if you want to give us money, we won't love you more, but we will like that you
but it will
give
be
us money.
helpful. And now, without further ado, it is our great pleasure to introduce you to Just Another Sharp Man podcast, season 2.
It's Just Another Sharp Man podcast.
I think I'm going to really go for it. I think I'm going to go really energetic. For
like from the, like come in really high energy.
Yeah, really big.
That'd be good, yeah.
I don't know why.
No, but it's like, it's good, you know, it's like, you know, you come in, it's like, boom, we're back. Not we're back, but you know, because obviously we're still here. Yeah. We're still here, but it's like, we're back. And it's like, not that we've been away, but it's like, if someone say not been listening to the podcast for a while, you come in and it's like high energy, that, you know, that Just Another Sharp Man podcast energy from the off, you know, music dies down and it's like, boom, Just Another Sharp Man podcast.
And then we're back.
And it's like, you know exactly where you are. I'm here, I'm listening to my boys.
You always say, Ferg, it could be the first time someone's tuned in, first time someone's listening. And you say that if the intro is good enough, if the intro is energetic, you've got them. And then your eyes, they sort of drift down and you stare at the floor.
I do that a lot.
You say, yeah, I've got them. You've got them. You've got them by the ankle. And now you can start to pull. And then you say it's like they're standing in an ocean of oil. And that now you've got a hold of their ankle, your hand is coming up through the oil. And you start pulling them down. Into the oil. And it's like quicksand. You're pulling them through this thick oil. They've been managing to stand on it. But then they can't anymore. And they're going down and they're not resisting. They're just smiling. They're just laughing. And you're just pulling as hard as you can. And then you've got them, and then they're with you.
That's exactly what I say. It's good to know you've been listening.
So I just thought I'd do like a big fun intro.
I think, yeah. Okay, come in high energy.
All right. Ready?
Sorry, can I just...
What?
Sorry, I just need to...
I just want to hit it.
Yeah,
I just want to really... You know, so people are like, boom, we're back.
I'm just...
Okay, yeah, just doing the...
Yeah. God, what time is it? Okay. Yeah, go for it whenever you're ready.
I'm going to start.
Yeah, go for it.
About to start the podcast.
Yep.
Gonna start now.
Yeah.
What do I say again? It's just gone.
Yeah.
It's just gone.
It's weird because we did do the podcast yesterday, but it feels like it's been a while.
Welcome to... No. Yeah, welcome...
What's the name of the show? Sharkman... Big... Shark Pod? Sharkcast. No.
It's like, you know when you've... It's like, Ferg, I was listening to this podcast about how the brain perceives time.
Okay.
And they were saying the more you do the same thing every day...
Right.
The quicker the time goes because the brain has to process less information, basically. Yeah. And that's what it feels like is happening now, is that because we've done the same thing so much, I can't... It's just... There's no sense to it anymore.
It's like the more we do the podcast, the less understanding we have of just like day to day.
Yeah, like the less our lives mean.
Yeah. It's like, what is getting up? What is walking around? What is time? when was yesterday? When was tomorrow? Who am I?
Yeah. Oh, it's Just Another Sharkman podcast.
That is it.
Hello and welcome to Just Another Sharkman podcast, your chance to plug into all the latest news, movies and events in the Sharkman film franchise. Whoa, that was it, Ferg. I feel back. I'm ready. It's like I'm on autopilot, but like a really good autopilot. I'm Jack and I'm here with my best friend, is Fergus.
Hello, listeners. We're here. We're back to give you all the latest Sharkman news, all the latest discussion, all the chat, all the shit. Just all of it. It's still going.
It's horrid.
So, listeners, here we are. We're we're still at the convention.
Yeah,
it's another convention special, I guess.
We've been doing.
God, we've been here a week, haven't we? How long have we been? Because it was a week, and then they extended it for a bit.
No, we've been here longer than a week.
Have we?
Yeah.
Shit, we've been here 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah, I was just checking my Sharkman flip calendar here. It was like mid-July. Early mid-July we came.
And now it's September.
Yeah.
Good calendar, by the way.
Thanks. See, this one.
Yeah.
This month's got Sharkman on it.
Yeah.
And this one.
Got a Sharkman on it as well.
Yep.
Sharkman. Sharkman. Oh! Sharkman. Sharkman. Sharkman.
Oh, sorry, just this stuck together.
Sharkman?
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
This one's really good.
Yeah, I'm ready. It's Sharkman.
And then...
Sharkman. The end. It says the end.
Yep. Instead of December.
That's weird. It's weird that a calendar says the end. Like it doesn't go on.
Yeah, like they know that this year's gonna... Anyway, so we've been here since...
Just a quick note on the calendar, Ferg. Just for the listeners so they can visualise it. It's not different pictures of Sharkman.
Oh, it's the same picture of Sharkman.
Same picture of Sharkman.
Sorry if that wasn't clear.
And on the first picture, he's holding a sign that says January.
And then on the second picture, he's holding a sign that says January.
Yeah.
So basically every one of the calendar pictures
all the same.
Is a picture of Sharkman holding a sign that says January.
It looks like they fucked up. But I'm sure they didn't.
I mean, they never would.
Why would they?
They can't. I don't think legally Sharkman are able to make mistakes. I think I read that. I read that on the news, on a Sharkman app. The Sharkman News app. Anyway, so yeah, still at the convention, like we were yesterday and all the days before that, in the last couple of months, I guess.
Wait, Ferg, let me get this right. It's all smushing together.
Yeah.
For me. When you're doing the same thing every day, it's really hard to untangle everything.
Yeah.
So we've been doing the podcast here in the convention every day for the last 2 months.
Something like that.
But wait, when we first came, Ferg, I thought that there was just going to be a week of the convention.
Well, yeah, no, because after the first week,
they
were like, it's so good, we're going to extend another week.
Yeah, obviously. Why
each
wouldn't
week, you? Yeah, each week they kept saying, this is the last week, but then they would keep extending it. But this week, they have actually said, it is the last week.
Oh, it's the last week?
Yeah, so we'll wrap up at the end of this week.
Cool, okay, great.
And then obviously we're back to normal. But yeah, for now, still at the convention. I mean, it's still great, there's still so much, and it's sort of started, it's been expanding. Just as it's gone, it's sort of just been, the actual physical limits of the convention have been expanding. They've been sort of annexing the nearby regions.
Yeah, I went to the water slide.
Oh, yeah.
And you had to get the tube there now.
Yes, they have set up a underground transit system, haven't they?
Which is great, and it was so cool that you had a tube in the convention. Didn't matter that it was slow. I was excited to be on it.
Slower than walking.
Much slower than walking.
But you're underground.
There's a tube now. There's a monorail. There's churros. They do churros now.
Yeah, loads of churros.
Everywhere. So many churro shops.
But yeah, it's still, every day there's still panels. Yeah. There's still stalls selling merch, selling everything. There've been some great panels happening. We've still been hosting panels. And, all the other podcasts are still here. We're still covering everything.
Yeah. It's been great. Thanks for recapping, Ferg. Yeah. I know that we've been recording the podcast every day. Yeah. But there's something...
You forget, don't you?
You just forget your surroundings when you're staring at your phone. That's the problem with phones, Ferg, is that phones, they distract you from real life.
And that's the issue with our lives, Jack.
Yeah.
Is that we spend too much on our phones. Like, our lives... Yeah. Like, list of things that are wrong with you and I's lives. Yeah. Number 1, phones. Number 2... Chris. But then apart from that, phones are the issue here. Phones are the issue.
It's no one else's responsibility either. That's on us.
Yeah, it's on us.
Yeah. Hands up.
We shouldn't be looking at our phones.
Ferg, both hands up.
But
put your phone down.
Okay. Anyway, but no, like you say, Jack, it is easy to forget. I mean, myself personally,
Yeah.
every morning, I when I wake up, in order to remind myself who I am and what's going on, I do a recap of my life up until then.
Oh, do you talk it through like the recaps they show at the beginning of Sharkman?
like bad exposition.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Last
yesterday,
time.
Fergus, as you know, when we went to the shops,
Yeah.
I talk like a character in a Sharkman movie.
I know, Ferg. You wake me up every morning doing it.
Because of course here we've been living together because we're still at the convention.
Which brings us on, listeners. I don't think we've covered this yet.
No.
To our living arrangements in the convention.
Have we not mentioned it?
I don't think we have.
Last 2 months
Ferg.
we haven't mentioned it.
No, there's
Anyway,
been so much Sharkman news.
there's been so much Sharkman
so
news.
much content.
Oh,
it's
God.
really hard to talk about.
But obviously
yourselves.
we're not going to recap.
No,
But there's been
why
so
would we?
much really
honestly,
funny and cool news the last couple months that obviously you've all heard. I'm just reminding you of how, great all that news was, how sort of varied it was, how like if it was a story,
Yeah.
like if it was made up,
Yeah.
you'd be like, great job.
But one thing, Ferg, I don't think we've got onto with the listeners is our living arrangements.
Yeah.
Bit behind the scenes goss here. There's been a lot of Sharkman news coming your way the last 2 months. The convention's been going on and on.
Yeah.
So now I think we should just take a little pause, talk about us, get a bit of the human back into Sharkman.
Exactly. And so while we've been at the convention, while it still very much is this long-term, obviously it's finishing at the end of this week, but this long-term place where people have been staying and people have been living, there's no infrastructure really that's been built to make it easier for people to live here. It's not like they've built accommodation. People are just sleeping in corners, sleeping under desks that are at the panels.
Sleeping in queues.
Yeah.
They've been waiting to get into stuff, sleeping. And obviously that's fine because you've paid to be at a convention.
Exactly.
And we've talked about this before, but people have been complaining about the sleeping arrangements, but we're like, guys, you signed up for this. You've paid money to come to SharkCon. You know what it's all going to be about. You know that there aren't beds here. That's on you. But we're obviously VIPs. VIPs! And that hasn't really meant anything.
Hasn't helped at all.
No, nothing. We've not even been able to skip any queues or anything. Ferg, I was queuing for the toilet, and I met a guard, and I showed the guard my VIP pass, and she looked at me, and she ripped it off, and she tore it up and ate it.
I mean, that is another issue, that there's not really much food here. So people are kind of just having to... I've eaten quite a bit of merch.
But hey, you got to do what you got to do to survive. And so Ferg and I have come up with something ingenious. What we've done is there was this big paper mache shark man in the centre of the convention.
Glorious.
So big.
Was built in like the second week, I think.
Totally historic monument.
Yeah.
But then they obviously third week replaced that shark man with a bigger metal shark man.
Yeah.
So they obviously take out the paper mache shark man. They knock him down. His head falls off.
Yeah.
As they're putting it down. And they take the body away. And all of the removal people, they're like out of the convention for a second.
Yeah.
And there's all of us, all of the people at the convention, just standing in a circle staring at the head.
And then simultaneously... We're looking at each other, and then we just all rush it.
Yeah, we all
rush
try
the
and Bagsy it.
Yeah.
Because it's cool.
It's so cool, yeah, to have the big shark head, to have the big shark man head. And Jack and I,
Yeah.
we managed to Bagsy it. We just managed to Bagsy it more than everyone else.
You were Bagsying everyone.
Yeah, we had to, because obviously other people were trying to get it, so I had to, I Bagsyed someone in the face, I picked someone up and Bagsyed them to the floor.
You Bagsyed someone into someone else. I watched.
You did a lot of just
Watching
me doing the Bagsying.
And then we dragged it across the convention floor.
Jack was like pulling it while I was still Bagsying people away from it.
Into one of the corners.
Yeah.
Set up 2 makeshift cots.
Inside the head.
And we're just chilling out.
So now, yeah, this is where we've been recording and living and shitting and eating and sleeping. Is inside this papier mâché Sharkman head.
But it's really lucky, Ferg, that you can't smell anything on a podcast. Anyway, should we get on to some news?
So, on to all the latest shark news.
Oh, sorry, Ferg. The paper mache is just peeling. I'm just going to go
Okay.
stick it back on. You keep doing that.
Yeah. So, pre-production has finally begun on the Dark Squid reboot, which is of course being headed up by Sharkman Studios' head of story, our former co-host Will. Will, of course, has been doing some fantastic things. He's really, not that it needed reinvigorating, but he's really reinvigorated the franchise. Obviously, it was perfect before, but now it's better. You know, some of the films, you know, more and more of the films, they've just been like, you know, properly for the fans, and just like really proper gritty films finally, like proper real gritty films that are about real things, and you know, and some of them have had great critical responses, you know, outside the fandom. Not that they matter, but the responses have been good. You know, for example, the latest Idiot Bastard film premiered at the Venice Film Festival and got such good reviews. People were saying, you know, what an idiot bastard, what an idiot, what a bastard. You know, 5-star reviews about just, you know, this idiot bastard. And it's great that, you know, like Sharkman Studios is finally being respected, and it's finally like, you know, seeing how good these films actually are, and it's like finally good, because up until now, you know, Sharkman Studios has always been the underdog. They've always been on the back foot. I mean, obviously they control like fucking everything. And the Idiot Bastard is so sad. He's sad, but he's happy. And he's such an idiot. But he is such a bastard, though. But also, he really represents just how men are feeling right now. And obviously, he's an idiot bastard. But still, it's like, you know, we're like men. You know, there's a lot going on there. And I think it's good that we finally had that representation, particularly from an idiot bastard. Some of the other great work Will's been doing, I think a big thing I've been noticing in the films recently, I don't know about you, Jack. You getting on all right?
What?
But I was just saying, a big thing I've been noticing recently is like the references. Obviously, the thing that's mostly marked out Will's films he's been working on are just like how dense the references are, and how much sort of canon stuff there is. But like the references have been getting so obscure.
What do you mean?
Like references to like things that didn't happen. Like references to things from previous films that don't actually exist. Like remember Will would always talk about how much he liked the plane scene in Sharkman 4.
Yeah.
And he would be like, oh, I love that plane scene in Sharkman 4. And we'd be like, Will, no, there isn't a plane scene in Sharkman 4. Yeah, because there isn't. And we'd be like, are you thinking of like the helicopter scene from Prawn Boy 2, which is really good? And we'd be like, we think you've just misremembered it, Will. And he'd be like, no, there's a plane scene in Sharkman 4 and it's great. But there never was. But then in the Squid Squad film last month, there was someone referenced that scene. Like, the film's starting to reference things that are just like have randomly occurred in Will's psyche.
Fun fact, actually, Ferg.
Yeah. Come over to the mic.
Sorry, my tongue is so dry.
You've been licking the paper mache.
Yeah, but it is all. I fixed the crack.
Good.
Oh, I don't think that's good for me.
Got to get some glue in there. Ingest some glue.
Fun fact, Ferg. I actually saw Sharkman 4 at a screening yesterday in the convention.
At the convention, yeah.
And there was a plane scene in it.
Oh.
I didn't remember there being a plane scene in it before.
There definitely didn't used to be.
I mean, if I was being unkind...
Which you never are.
Thanks, Ferg. I would say that it looked like they'd hastily spliced it in.
Was it like much newer footage?
Much newer footage, different colour palette.
Different Sharkman.
Different aspect ratio, different Sharkman.
Because obviously the actors have changed, yeah.
And it was in 4:3.
The aspect ratio was 4:3.
The aspect ratio was
Rest of the film widescreen.
Yeah. That was 4:3.
Yeah.
Looked like it'd been shot on a Super 8.
Was it
like
Jack?
an old home video camera, not like a new, new cool, not like a good one, like an old film one.
What did it look like? It wasn't. Now think about it, Jack.
Yeah.
Did it look like it wasn't actually people? It was little action figures filmed in a corner of Will's bedroom.
Yes.
That he's now spliced into the official film.
Yes.
Anyway, he's doing such good work. We're really behind him, transforming the franchise, transforming the industry.
He's not talking to us though.
He's not been talking to us.
I rang him and...
Yeah, I've been trying to get in touch.
He's not picked up. Well, I mean, he's here.
I mean, he's here a lot. I mean, he comes in and out because he's at the studios and sometimes he's here.
But he doesn't...
I've been texting him.
I rang him and he picked up, but he didn't reply. He didn't respond. He just was there.
Just like breathing into the phone.
Hey, yeah. And
that is classic him.
Yeah, that is classic. I'm sure he's really busy.
I do love him. But
we did stay there on the phone.
Yeah.
3 hours.
So you stayed on the line for 3 hours?
Yeah.
Even though he wasn't responding?
I could hear him breathing.
Were you talking?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I just gave him a download. Just told him about my feelings. You know, stuff I can't talk about on the podcast.
Like what?
You know, like Chris and the wedding. and all of that, which I'm feeling quite nervous about.
Yeah,
That's
not the sort of
coming
stuff
up.
you want to talk about on the podcast.
No, not the sort of stuff I want to talk about on the... Yeah.
Anyway, Jack, what's been your favourite Sharkman film from this week?
Well, Ferg, they've obviously been showing premieres at the convention, which
Yeah.
has been perfect.
It's been
and
great.
I really enjoyed the true life history film
Yes.
about the last tree on the planet
Yeah,
dying.
the last ever tree.
Obviously, that happened a week ago, and the film came out yesterday.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just found it really emotional.
Because it's so sad that the last tree finally died.
Watching the news last week, Ferg, on my Sharkman app,
Yeah.
I thought it was the last tree in the Amazon rainforest.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, apparently it's just the last tree.
Full stop, yeah.
And it died.
But but really, because it's so sad, Jack, and it's so important that that Sharkman are putting out these pro-environment messages because it's
Yeah.
so important.
Yeah.
And they're putting out these films that are like, you know, this is bad, this shouldn't be happening. Obviously, a lot of what's happening is them. They're doing things that are massively damaging to the environment.
Yeah, that's true,
But they're putting out films that are saying that's bad.
words speak louder than actions.
Well, exactly. I mean, they literally speak louder because an action doesn't say, but a word does speak. It's louder. It's a word.
And the good thing about words is you can just say anything.
Exactly.
You can just say anything you like,
Yeah.
which is good.
You know, Jack, it's funny that, like, obviously we've been in 2 months and it's like 2 months ago, big change, big event, convention, all that. And then in the 2 months since, up to now, like, there's been no change. It's like static. Like, in the time that's passed since that, there haven't been any changes, and it's just like picking up. I mean, like, say if you hadn't listened to the podcast, it's like there was big change, then just 2 months of nothing. Yeah, that's just cool. So, listeners, as you might remember, a couple of months ago, of course, we used to be the #1 top podcast in the world, all about Sharkman, and so Chris and Chris knocked us off the top spot, and since then, listeners, we're still in that top 5, but we've sort of been jostling around, you know, for the #1 spot with sort of us and Chris and SharkPod and Sharkcast and a couple of others
Across the seas. Kenny and Stephanie.
Yeah.
Hate them. They're so beautiful, though.
Instagram is so good. So something Chris and Chris podcast did recently that we thought we would copy is start a Patreon.
So we've started a Patreon now, and it's going to be better than Chris and Chris's.
Yeah, I mean, their Patreon is really, I mean, some of their rewards,
They're like, meet Sharkman,
yeah.
come to the castle and hang out and have
The
a drink
podcastle.
with Chris.
Our rewards are less good, but
Yeah.
the Patreon will be better.
So obviously we're one of the biggest podcasts in the world, but we don't make any money. And all of that money from the Patreon is going to be going into making the giant shark head an inhabitable space. We're going to fix the holes in the roof. We're going to get nicer beds. We're going to get some food going. I want to install a little barbecue. But obviously we can't do any of that without your help.
So check out the Patreon, listeners, patreon.com/SharkmanPodcast, and take what little money you're not already spending on Sharkman merch and films and send it to us.
So, Ferg, some Big Jack news now.
Who?
Me, your friend and co-host.
Yeah, sorry, carry on.
I was basically wondering if I could talk about something that happened to me last night, and maybe the listeners, they could write in and give me some advice, because I just don't know what to do.
Almost like an agony aunt type thing.
Yeah.
But kind of like backwards. 'cause
So,
you're
like, for
asking
me,
help.
I'm desperate for understanding and help,
Yeah.
and hopefully the listeners can provide it. So, Ferg, I was at a late night Prawn Boy panel,
It was a brilliant panel.
and I was walking back by myself. You know, I stayed around, I chatted to Kenny and Stephanie,
Yeah.
and then I headed home. Middle of the night,
Yeah.
obviously it doesn't look it because the lights are on, they're
Yeah.
bright.
Halogen.
Well, I was walking through one of the many districts of the convention.
Yeah.
And as we all know, as you guys, listeners, you'll have seen online, there are small makeshift houses that are starting to be built.
Yeah.
There are tables on top of tables
Yeah.
with like bits of plastic and bits of banners.
Lot of
just
stuff made of
taped
merch.
around them. A lot of stuff made of merch. And there was a small doorway with a neon arrow pointing downwards. And
Okay.
I walked over there and I stepped down the steps.
So there's neon. Obviously, it's bright. It's completely
Bright
bright.
outside.
But inside.
Sorry, it feels like it's outside.
Yeah.
Though,
So it's completely bright.
yeah.
But there's a neon sign.
Neon
on.
sign.
Okay, carry on.
Went down those steps and I entered a kind of a dark dive bar.
Like in Sharkman Noir, Clam City.
And I walked in and there were a few people strewn across small desks having drunk their way through gallons of milkshake.
Yeah.
You could see it in their eyes. They were passed out. They were content, Ferg. And I'm thinking, my tummy's starting to rumble. I would just love a milkshake. So I come up to the bar, and there's this weird bartender guy, and he doesn't speak. He has a mustache and lots of hair.
So is the issue that his moustache is so big it covers his mouth?
Yes.
And you can't hear him?
You can't hear what he says. And I say, please, can I have one lemon milkshake? And he's like, he doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
But he goes away. I hope he's heard me. I look to my right, and there's someone sat at the bar next to me. It's a kind of a small figure in a suit. And obviously, as everyone is at the convention, he's wearing some cosplay.
Yeah.
He's got a plastic Sharkman mask on.
Okay.
And he looks up at me and he says, "How are you doing?" And we got talking, and we were just talking about our favourite Sharkman films and all of that. And then he started opening up a bit. He started telling me about his problems. And then he started grasping me on the shoulder, and he kind of stared at me, and I could see his eyes through the mask, through the plastic Sharkman mask.
Yeah.
And they were red. And he was saying things about, I run this massive company, and I've got all of these employees.
Yeah.
And I think they all hate me. I think they all hate me, and I'm paranoid. And I think they want to kill me. He was saying, and I was like, don't be stupid. You're just a boss of a company. That's so weird. I'm sure everyone loves you.
Of course I'm sure they do.
And then he was saying, he was talking about this new guy.
Okay.
New guy had given a job, and he was saying, "Oh, I'm really worried about this guy. I thought it would be brilliant, but this guy is really just working even harder than I am, and I feel like I can't keep up." And he was really squeezing my arm till it started to bleed. And anyway, we had a good chat. It was really nice. I invited him to Squid Squad at breakfast this morning.
Great panel.
And they were all there, and we all had croissants. And the Sharkman Studio CEO came out, gave a little speech.
Yeah.
Went off again. Anyway, I looked everywhere for the guy, and I couldn't find him.
No.
And I texted him on the way out, like, "Where were you? Why didn't you come to breakfast? I invited you. I thought that would be nice." And he said, "I was there."
I guess you just didn't recognise him because before he was
He
wearing
did
the
have
mask.
a mask on, didn't he? Wonder who it is. But if anyone knows anything, any thoughts about how to solve that problem about the new employee, let me know. I'll pass it on. My shoulder really hurts.
Still.
Yeah. Oh, Ferg, it's that time of day again. It happens every day. Say it. Say it with me.
Let's read out some emails.
Okay. So, we got an email from Grady. It's taken us a while to read this out. Sorry, Grady.
Yeah.
Dear Jack and Ferg, greetings from Seattle. We managed to get Wi-Fi back up, so we should catch up on all your podcasts. Well, thanks very much, Grady. As you're well aware, the Pacific Northwest has been under siege by fan fiction separatists.
Yes.
We are aware about this, and it is really serious issue. People who write their own Sharkman stories without the permission of Sharkman Studios.
Horrendous stuff.
They are horrible people,
Exactly, yep.
says Grady, and still hold control of much of the area. Fighting is down to hand most days. We loyalists have the overwhelming support of Sharkman Studios, but the fanfiction rebels are well organised and horrifically good at converting people to their cause.
I mean, I try to be optimistic about the world, but you hear about stuff like
know,
this.
and you just get
people
depressed.
writing fan fiction, without the permission of Sharkman Studios, and it's like, the world is,
It just makes me sad, Ferg.
Yeah.
It just makes me really sad.
Anyway, carry on.
Which is what I wanted to ask your advice about.
Okay.
I have a wife. Well, had a wife.
Oh.
She recently defected over to the fanfiction rebels.
Oh, God, that's horrible.
Oh, no. I'm really sorry, Greg. Can you imagine that happening to you?
I mean, I would... When I'm on a date and
Yeah.
someone mentions, like, oh, I had an idea for a Sharkman story, I just immediately cut off the date.
You
I'm
walk
like-
out?
I walk out. I'm like, no, that's Sharkman Studios' job.
Yeah.
Those ideas
Yeah.
and those characters are theirs.
Yeah, you open the
They're
dating
theirs.
app, you block them.
Yeah.
Grady goes on to say divorce proceedings have been slow.
Well, it's good that they're getting a divorce.
Since the rebels have murdered most Sharkman-approved relationship lawyers in the area. It's terrible. It's a terrible crisis in Seattle. She says she's considering coming back to me if I agree to read her rewrite of Dark Squid, brackets terrible film. She claims that rebels have fixed it. On the one hand, I would have to expose myself to fan fiction. On the other hand, I dearly love and miss my wife, and the idea of seeing a non-terrible version of the Dark Squid films intrigues me. Any idea on what to do? Thanks. Big fan, Grady in Seattle.
Well, thanks for getting in touch, Grady.
Thank
and
you.
Clearly, of course, with the Wi-Fi issues, you've maybe not heard the news, that they are rebooting Dark Squid. And so you don't need to read this fan fiction. And, like I was saying, any idea that the corporation that owns the ideas of Sharkman has is going to be better than what you have to say.
It is.
And what Will is making at Sharkman Studios is going to be better than whatever shit your wife comes up with. Because she's not... You can't just write...
You can't do it.
You can't
write
see
your
a
own...
character and be like, oh, I want to write my own story. That's not how characters work. Characters are owned by corporations. Forever.
But it was very brave of you to share. So thank you very much, Grady. We're thinking of you. We're sending our thoughts and tweets to Seattle. Expect some emojis coming your way really soon, Grady.
And some Instagrams with just really long captions.
And loads of hashtags.
Loads of you just see more and it's just so long.
So long. It's like an essay.
Yeah. I'm going to do one of those for you.
Love you, Grady. Thanks for your email. Moving on, we've got one from... Do you know who Y2K Janice is?
No.
It rings a bell. It rings a bell, Ferg.
Okay.
She's written. She says, "Dear Jack, please come back. We need you." She was my friend, wasn't she? At the laundrette.
Oh, she was one of your other
friends. She was
friends.
one of your friends, and then I stole her, and then she was my friend.
She was my friend. Yeah.
And now she's written. God, we've been away for so long.
Oh, because she was at the convention before, wasn't she?
Yeah.
But I guess she left.
She got cross at me and left.
Oh yeah, like 2 months ago.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what she's asking for.
I guess she just wants to hang out.
Yeah, or go see a Sharkman film.
Yeah. God, yeah, you're right though. We have been here. I didn't remember too earlier how long we've been here.
I kind of miss the laundrette, Ferg.
Yeah, I think I left the gas on in my flat.
Also, where's Smog Slug? I miss Smog. Where's Smog Slug for?
Will stole him.
Oh yeah, Will stole Smog Slug. God, it's just all
what do you do with Smog Slug?
It's all coming back.
We should chase that up.
We should chase that up
later down the line.
Do you wanna head out? Why have we been spending so much time? Why have we made this Patreon to pay for the Sharkman head when we have a recording studio and we have a place to stay?
Well, I mean, it's the back of a laundrette. You sleep in the back of a
it's not very nice, but
no,
but it's home.
You're right. The convention's been great.
Yeah.
And look, it's still going to... We can pop back later this week.
We can just come back.
But let's just head out.
You're right. It's time to go home, Ferg.
There's stuff to do at home. There's stuff to do here. That's great.
Yeah.
We can be Sharkman fans here. We can be Sharkman fans at home. But we've been stuck here for 2 months. You're right. Let's just head out.
Great. Let me just grab my things.
Yeah, just get your stuff.
DVDs.
DVDs. And great. That's everything.
Yep. Okay. You ready, Ferg?
Yeah. Let's head out.
Let's go.
Oh, nice.
What?
Just a store selling merch.
Oh, that's cool.
It's so weird to think we've been here for 2 months.
I know.
Yeah. Oh,
and I just walk about like it's where I live.
Yeah. But it's a convention. Yeah.
It's quite quiet.
It is quiet.
Kind of eerie. What time is it, Ferg? Is your clock stopped too?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
It's got Sharkman on it.
It's got Sharkman on it. There's a lot of stuff here with Sharkman on it. I do like the convention. Obviously I'm glad to be getting home, but it has been a great convention.
Yeah.
Such a good convention.
And that's good. Look at that.
Oh. What, the thing with
Sharkman
on it, yeah. Oh God. It's so like you were saying, it's good to get out. It's good to have a change of pace.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, if we'd stayed here any longer, that would have been absurd.
Oh, it would have been ridiculous. I mean, imagine if we just decided to stay here for a year.
Like a whole year.
Like a whole year.
And just every episode of the podcast was this whole year.
In the convention.
Set at the convention.
That would be stupid.
That would be an absurd premise. Right. I'm just trying to find the exit. God, I really can't find the exit. I think... Well, I mean, if we just keep walking in a straight line...
Just keep going forward.
We'll end up at the exit, of course. That's how geography works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep going in a straight line and eventually...
Very random thought.
Yeah.
What if just looking at the convention, just there's so much Sharkman stuff, so just thinking of it. What if like someone did a story where Sharkman Studios was evil. Like someone did a fake thing.
Like a fiction thing where there's like a version of Sharkman Studios. So like they changed the name maybe.
Yeah, like you obviously don't call it Sharkman Studios.
And like in the story, because obviously in real life, Sharkman Studios
so
is great
nice.
and make great
They're
films.
so nice.
But like in the fiction, they'd be evil.
They'd be like evil and they like take over the world.
And it would be different from real life.
Yeah.
That'd be funny. Getting a bit depressing after a bit though, I think.
After like, reckon you could do a year.
You could get a season out of it.
Yeah, you're right.
But second season, it'd be like, God, it's just depressing.
It would just be like, what can you even say?
Yeah, like they're still bad.
They're getting worse.
Yeah.
Everything's getting worse.
Yeah,
You
one season tops on that idea, but it could work for a season.
I guess you just have to look at what was happening in real life,
right?
Which is like, it's all getting better. It's all getting much better, really fast.
Yeah,
really scarily fast.
Yeah,
it's getting much better.
Yeah.
So then you just have to make it get much worse.
Right.
Anyway, just an idea. Oh, look at that! It's a guy stabbing another guy, and he's taking his Sharkman merch.
Oh, I love fans. I love this community. Are we near the exit? Because we've been walking for ages. Oh. Listeners.
What? That's the Sharkman head. We're back where we started.
We're back. Yeah, this is exactly...
Oh, that's so weird.
We definitely went in a straight line,
We just
right?
kept walking forward.
We just went in a straight line and now we're back where we...
We're back where we...
We're just back here. I'm so confused. So there's no way out.
Oh, I'm sleepy.
God, you're right. We're walking.
Oh. Why don't we... Okay, let's leave tomorrow.
Just get a good night's rest and then tomorrow we'll have enough energy to properly... We'll get hold of a map.
Yeah.
There must be a map of the convention somewhere. Find the exit and head back to the laundrette. We'll do it tomorrow. By the time you listen to the next podcast, guys, we'll be out by then.
Yeah, we'll be out.
Yeah, we'll just do that tomorrow.
Oh, actually, Ferg, do you mind if I just hop into bed? I'm so tired.
Yeah, go for it. So, guys, thanks for listening. Oh, so we packed up all our DVDs.
Yeah.
And obviously, I know we're heading off in the morning.
Yeah.
So I could just leave them packed up, but I might want to watch one tonight.
Oh no, just unpack.
I'll just unpack them because you never know when you might want to watch a Sharkman DVD. Actually, I might pop this on now.
Yeah, go for it, Ferg.
It's just Sharkman 6.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
It just helps me to get to sleep, yeah.
But we're leaving in the morning.
I'm just gonna put this in the player. Yeah, of course, leaving in the morning.
And I'll see you in the morning, and then we'll get going.
Yeah.
All right. Night, Ferg.
Night, Jack. Here we go. And play. This has been Just Another Sharkman podcast, starring Jack Bradfield as Jack and Fergus Macdonald as Fergus. Music and editing by Fergus Macdonald. Artwork by Niamh Simpson. Tune in again for more Sharkman news tomorrow. And the day after that. And the day after that. And the day after that.